Alright guys, we got the valves all in. So I'm going to go ahead and mount it onto the block. But first I'm going to take the head gasket and coat it both sides with copper spray. That's just how I do it. I love this stuff. And then I will torque the head bolts down. I'll put up a picture or something showing torque sequence and torque spec, and then the rest will be on a time lapse. Real quick guys, when you are applying this to the head gasket or whatever you're sealing, wait until the coat that you put on is tacky before you apply another coat, and apply thin coats. Also, use this in a well ventilated area. This stuff is pretty nasty. Alright, so now we need to install the cams. Make sure your bottom end is where it needs to be. I put mine equal, so it's not at TDC, just to put the cams on. Just so, let's say you don't have the cam in the right position for whatever reason or something, you don't force the valve down into the piston. Or, I mean, ruin one of the cam caps or anything like that. And then we will go ahead and set everything into TDC, and then TDC down here, and throw the belt on. So let me guys put you on a lapse and we'll get that done. Oh, also I will put up a picture of sequence and torque spec for the cams.
I'ma just dive right into the wild side, and I'ma ride the wave until I die, until I die. My skin is cold, as is my heart. I'm falling apart with a smile. My bridges are burning, I'm holding the match. I'm ready to fall, will you catch? Dive right into the wild side.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I left unsaid. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality.
Alright guys, we're getting real close. Got the cams, everything on. Now I need to put the belt on. I didn't change the water pump because it's already new. Same with tensioner. Belt, it's not a Gates belt, but it's brand new. I would prefer to have Gates, but I'm not going to buy one if this one's brand new. You line up your marks on your cams. You'll have a notch here and a notch here, and up. Some people buy the tool that slides in here to hold the cams. I just take two 4mm Allens, and that's how you know. One of the ways you know they're lined up is there's a notch in the cam, and this mark here, you just put a pin through it, holds them in place, and then you line up your mark there on your crank. How I do it is I start here, go around to the crank, make sure that's snug, and then around to your tensioner, then around your pump, and then your tensioner is going to take up all your slack over here. So let's get this on. So there you are. Make sure your marks are still lined up. One thing I forgot to mention was when you go to put this on, you're going to be about half a tooth towards the intake side, because when you put it all together and you tighten everything up, it'll pull it back to where it needs to be. And then when I go to finally tighten it, you take your screwdriver and you stick it right there, and then you'll pry up. Because if you leave just the spring, it's still not quite tight enough. Takes out all the slack. Now I just snugged it because we still need to torque it, and you need to do your rotations to make sure everything's in place. So this bolt gets torqued to 33 foot-pounds. I'm using my Gigantor here that goes down to 33 because my little one broke. Let me know what torque wrench you guys are using down in the comments below. I'm curious about the new Harbor Freight ones, the digital ones they came out with, and if you know which one you guys are using. Let me know. Yeah, that was super sketch. I don't know if you guys do this too, but I do. You always zero out your torque wrench. You won't want to leave tension inside of your torque wrench. So now that we got everything lined up, cut our zip ties. Pull your pins. Don't forget to put this on. So you want to make a full rotation 2 times to make sure. If it stops, don't force it because you're going to hit the valve into the piston. So there's one rotation. Might have that a little too tight. And there we are. It's timed.